How you doing, everybody? This is Jonathan, your fitness bootcamp management expert, and in this video I'm going to cover what kind of certifications you may want to get if you are not currently in the fitness industry. I've actually come across a fair number of people who just happen to stumble upon these videos and are inspired not to leave personal training, but to make a jump from whatever industry they're in over into personal training, and I fully encourage that. I just want to make sure that you take the route that is best for you, and I'll give you my personal opinion on the different routes that you can take and why I would deter you from some, encourage you to others. So there are a couple of routes that you can take. You could always go the bachelor or associate route, going to an accredited university and getting your bachelor's in exercise science. Now, for those of you that are already out of school, I would say I don't think it's necessarily worth it right now for you to re-enroll and pay for all the classes to get your exercise science major, as there are a lot of other sources out there. But if you are currently in college and you're looking and you have let's say a science-based major, or if you just have extra electives that you can take, if you can finish up your exercise science and double major, or if they offer a minor, that'd be great. If you're getting your bachelor, if you're looking to get an associate's and you have a lot of science-based courses already, and it's not going to take more than a few semesters for you to finish off an associate's in fitness or personal training, whatever the school terms it, you can definitely go that route. I was actually at a Perform Better seminar, one of those learn by doing one-day seminars, and there was a presenter named Michael Boyle, bald guy, kind of like one of those tough guys. But he said that really, all you need is if you took an anatomy course and a physics course in college, you basically have all the everything that you need to be an effective personal trainer. And in terms of understanding how the body works, that's not too far off. So if you're in school and you have the time and the credits to take extra courses, you could go that route. But I understand a lot of you that are watching this video are not in school, out of school, never went, whatever the case may be. And there are a lot of other sources out there, and I just want to make sure that you don't overspend. I'm actually making this video because I got an email from somebody that was looking to leave their industry, and they were looking to get an associate's degree. They were told about an associate's degree, and it cost like $30,000 to get, and I promptly responded and said, absolutely should not. I think $30,000 is too much to invest in the associate's degree, and I think the amount of time that you'll be spending is just not going to be worth it. I also think that an associate's degree is not much better, if at all better, than any nationally accredited certification out there. So I went over some nationally accredited certifications, and I will do so with you guys later on in this video. Before I do, there are also schools out there, like the Personal Training Institute, PTI. Now, I don't think that it's bad, but I will say that everybody that goes through the goes to the Personal Training Institute gets a cert. So whether you grade or whether you just kind of just eke by, you're going to walk out a personal trainer. And I'm not sure if that environment will always produce the best quality of training. From there, you're going to have to go a lot further. There's one person in particular that went through the Personal Training Institute and then proceeded to get her NSCA certification. And that's something that I would take a little bit more seriously, because it really just depends on the teacher. I don't want to throw any rocks at the Personal Training Institute. I've never taken classes there. I'm just saying that if you go through it, it's like you put your money down and you're automatically going to get your certificate, regardless of the work that you put in. So I think it's easier to skate by if you take that route. And I also think it's more expensive and more time consuming than going the personal trainer certification route. And that's where I'm going to lead you toward if you're out of school. There are a lot of $25, $50 online certifications out there. You could essentially, fill out a 10 question multiple choice exam, and then bam, you're automatically a personal trainer. And although clients don't care really what certification you have, which is why these companies can get away with offering such certifications, you do want to equip yourself to the best of your ability to become an effective trainer. So I think the better route to take if you're out of school is to get a personal training certification. I think I mentioned in one of my previous videos that you're probably going to be best off having doing your personal training certification and working in the gyms for a year, because although you're going to learn a lot from your cert, because it's really self-directed, you have to study, you have to apply yourself, and then you have to take the exam. It's not going to cover the interaction between clients. It's not going to cover, the sales process. And I think just working in the gym, if you can get around a good group of trainers, you will be better equipped to eventually start your own business. I think it would be very difficult if you just got a certification and jumped right into boot camp, because there's a lot of personal interaction that you need to get used to, different types of clients, understanding how different people like to work out, just dealing with conflict, and when the buck stops with you, it can be a little bit overwhelming. So I would suggest training for a year in a gym, getting advice from the head trainer, and seeking out good personal trainers in the gym. Now, what do I classify a good personal trainer? Number one, somebody that gets results for their clients. Number two, somebody that is successful in the sales process without the use of guilt trips or bullying, because essentially, you'll see a trainer can get a lot of sales, but it's really they just force a client's hand into training, or they'll play the guilt game, or why are you leaving me, or I was just about to do this. It's one of the reasons why I left personal training myself. There were a lot of what I felt underhanded tactics that were used to get people to re-sign, and I understand it's sales, but your work should speak for itself. So a trainer that gets sales on their own, just through their own professionalism, being able to talk to clients and creating and fostering a good relationship, that's the kind of trainer that you want to be around. Third, you want to associate yourself with a trainer that understands all areas of fitness. There are a lot of trainers that know a lot about lifting, a lot of weights, but it's more than strength. It's also cardiovascular conditioning, it's coordination, it's flexibility, and there was one more. It's nutrition, and it's balance. So you want a trainer that's well versed in all these areas and can add to your toolbox of knowledge with their experience. And I got to tell you that one of the best things for me was being around a lot of trainers who were better than I was, that kind of just helped to take my knowledge to another level. And then I was able to add to that. And from there, I had no problem starting my own boot camp. So in terms of certifications, when I first got into personal training, I asked my head trainer, what should I do? And he said, well, if you're looking for a good start certification, you basically want to go with AFA or ACE. AFA is the Aerobics and Fitness Association of America. ACE is the American Council on Exercise. I really didn't know which one to choose, so I went with ACE. Where are my books? I went with ACE only because they have a cool name. So I bought all the material. With any certification, it's going to cost you about $200, $300, $400 for their study material. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Go to Amazon. There are a lot of trainers out there that feel they don't need their studying information anymore, and will sell their studying material at a discount. But there are a lot of other great certifications out there. I mentioned AFA, which goes over more aerobics. It's not a bad certification. I think ACE would be a little bit better than AFA to go into the personal training realm, but you can be just as successful with AFA. There's also NESTA, National Exercise and Sports Trainers Association. There's the ISSA, the International Sports Science Association, the NFPT, the National Federation of Personal Training, And a harder one to get outside of the those certifications that I mentioned, NSCA, National Strength and Conditioning Association. I would say if your passion is training athletes and predominantly athletes, NSCA is a good route to take. And the mother of all personal training sessions, personal training certifications, ACSM, American College of Sports Medicine, which I've seen really great trainers belabor for a very long time to get. Now, do I feel that you should get one particular certification or a bunch of these? Not necessarily, but what I will say is, in terms of the difference between these certs, it's really the same information. They're going to go over kinesiology, they're going to go over nutrition, they're going to go over anatomy. The difference is where they place emphasis on their forms of testing. I know with ACE, a fair amount of it was, how do you take the body fat? How do you take the resting heart rate? Going over VO2 max. And for me, my opinion is that with boot camp, you have to understand who you're training. So a lot of the information, while important, isn't used as often because clients don't focus on that. Now, you as a trainer can encourage your clients to track their resting heart rate and to notice the difference in their blood pressure and cholesterol because they do need to know that. But at the end of the day, most clients that you're going to be targeting are looking for general fitness. It's kind of the easiest client to train because it's really about making sure that their form is correct, making sure that they're not overworking, and making sure that they're eating healthily. Whereas with a high-level athlete, it's more about, if I'm looking to shave, 0.3 of a second off of my 100-meter dash, how am I going to do that? Which muscles are we going to work? What technique are we going to use? I always tell my clients, if you ever had me as a personal trainer, you'd want to kill me because it would have to get so detailed. And in general fitness, that's not required. It's more about safety, if I can put it. I'm trying to put this the best way possible, but essentially, these clients aren't looking for the optimal level of fitness. What they're looking for is general health. You've got people coming in with 40% body fat that are just trying to get to a reasonable body fat range, and that is mainly going to be focused around nutrition, yes, exercise, and safety, making sure they have the correct form. So I would say, in that respect, if you're looking for personal training certification, ACE, NASM. Oh, I forgot NASM. I'm sorry for all you NASM certified personal trainers. National Association of Sports Medicine, if that's correct. If I'm wrong, comment below, and I apologize. But yeah, NASM is another one. They have their different quirks. From what I understand, the NFPT tends to focus, they dedicate a little bit more time into making you a more business-minded personal trainer. NASM has a lot more testing up front, like overhead squat testing is something that I see big a lot with personal trainers that are NASM certified that I saw in my gym. But in terms of what you need, to get the fundamentals under your belt, I think NESTA, ISSA, NFPT, ACE are perfectly fine. If you're looking for a higher level of training for specifically athletes, then NSCA would probably be one of your better bets. And the mother of all of them is ACSM. AFA is fine. I have nothing against AFA. I just don't know enough about it to give it as much credit. So for all you AFA certified trainers, I'm not throwing stones to certification. And at the end of the day, like I always say, the clients really don't care about your cert. You can tell them what letters follow your name, out the wazoo, and they'll just nod and say, well, okay, fine. What does that mean? They don't know. So the goal is for you to be as prepared as possible to be an effective trainer. Now, in terms of jumping in to boot camp and management after your cert, like I said before, you're going to be best off, I think, working in a gym for a year. Get advice from the head trainer. Have them critique your work. I mean, hopefully they don't break the golden rule of training where you, unless you're about to kill your client, they don't interrupt you and correct you in front of your client. For those of you that don't know, there's a golden rule in personal training. If a trainer is training their client and they're doing something slightly wrong, you do not interrupt the personal training session in front of their client and reprimand them. You're either going to pull them aside and say that you had to ask them about something and then let them know personally, or you're going to wait until after the session if it's not completely wrong and go like, hey, you know, that exercise, you may want to do that a little bit differently. If you want to make a trainer hate you, correct them in front of their client. If you know about that, comment below. But for those of you that just happen to find this video, this is part of a series that I've created where I'm dedicating my life essentially right now to helping personal trainers transition over into entrepreneurship, owning their own boot camps, as I feel that that is a better route and for all parties involved, for the client that has to pay less for their training, for the trainer that doesn't have to exhaust themselves for 8 to 10 hours a day, training each client for 1 hour at a time, and being able to provide better service. So if you find this information helpful, you can click on this the link to this page, subscribe to this channel, like the page, comment below. Remember, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to call me, text me, email me. Remember to eat healthy, hydrate, drive safe, stress levels low, get rest, don't slap anybody. Like this page, comment this page, subscribe to this page. For all my Twitter followers, make sure to retweet this video. There are a lot of trainers out there that will not find this without you. So do your part. I will see you all tomorrow or the next day, and you have a good one.